So this little exercise I'm going to show you guys is my floating figure eight. And the floating figure eight is the one thing that I'll do when I'm warming up a horse, if I only have time to do one thing. And then what I'll also do it for is it just helps teach a horse to yield from pressure wherever it's applied. So he's going to yield his hips, he's going to yield his shoulders, and he's going to start to follow the feel of the lead rope and my intention. I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. So I'm not going to let the horse go behind my shoulders. So maybe when they're 45 is when I'm going to ask for their hips, when they're about a 45-degree angle off of my shoulders. When that horse comes in front of me, say he's going from my right to my left, when he goes in front, I'm going to change my hands and get ready to disengage his hips and send his shoulders the other way. And then when he goes from my left to my right, I'll take my tool, go under my rope, change my hands so that I'm ready when he gives me his hips. I'm ready to redirect him. This is a horse that he's a pretty anxious little horse, has a little bit of anxiety, and sometimes would rather be out with his pasture mates than be out here with me. So when I have a horse like that, I just kind of stay the course. I don't do anything fast unless I need to, but I want to be the offerer of peace. So I want to give him the comfort that he's looking for. And if I'm out here kind of being a jerk on the end of a rope, then I'm not going to give him that peace and comfort that he's looking for. So now I'm going to keep walking towards that camera, and I'm going to send him off to my left. Yep, we're going to the left. When he crosses in front of me, I'm going to change my rope in my stick hand, ask him for his hips. I stepped on my flag. Ask him for those hips. Bring the shoulders over. And I'm going to do this until he walks. Like I said, he's a pretty anxious little horse. I'm not going to get rough with him. I'm not going to speed things up with him, especially when he starts kind of throwing that head and getting a little prancy on me. I'm actually going to dial things down and just not bring any fight into the equation. I'm going to be the offerer of peace. Hips. Bring your shoulders in. Good. I like how he crossed over on his front legs there. That's kind of what we're looking for. Hips. Bring your shoulders. Good. Hips. Shoulders. I want him to turn, move his shoulders, and go. So you turn his hips, yield his shoulders, and then go forward. This is a horse that kind of has a habit of he needs to learn where to put his feet. He's a horse that sometimes has a habit of pushing into pressure. So that's why sometimes he'll kind of set back on that lead rope because he's thinking pull back. I need him being forward and balanced and thinking, where is this guy offering me the fill, and I need to follow that fill. He's trotting. I'd love for him to walk, and he will walk through repetition, consistency, and me standing my ground, not bringing any of my energy into it, just kind of having him do the maneuver. Hips, shoulders. Hips, shoulders. One reason that they will slow down for you, and they all do, is because when they get right there, they got to think about putting them hind legs under them and prepare for the turn and then prepare for the go. Prepare for the hips, cross them front legs over and go forward. Hips, shoulders. And if he's not following my feel when I ask him for them shoulders to come through, then I'll bring my flag in and help him. Hips, shoulders. When he throws that head like that, I'm just going to stay the course and keep doing exactly what I'm doing. I've worked with this horse just a few times. He's in for starting. He's a very well-bred, very well put together horse, but he's very athletic. There I kind of bopped him because he wasn't thinking about following my fill. Hips, shoulders. he kind of squirts out. He kind of squirts out and picks up that trot. You know, just because he's young, education-wise, just kind of learning the ropes. One of the worst things you can do when a horse is learning the ropes and learning something new is to bring in human emotions and get frustrated. I'm just going to stick with him, be his supplier of confidence, be his supplier of comfort. Nice. Oh, I almost didn't need my flag that time. And that's what I want. I want to be able to do this move without using my flag and without taking the slack out of the rope. That's my end goal for any floating figure eight. There's his hips. Nice. I'm liking that. See if he'll follow this. Still need to use my flag, and that's fine because my flag is there for reinforcement. This is a great exercise to get a horse placing their feet where they need to put them to prepare themselves for the turns and for the walking off. Now, you can do this at the trot, but I get it good at the walk before I add speed to it. Anytime you want to test your foundation or your horse's mental wherewithal, add speed to it, it'll show you right quick where your holes are. So I want to get it really good at the walk before I add speed to it. Another variation of this is as that horse goes in front of me, I'll just rub him with this flag. Make sure that he's comfortable doing a maneuver and then being rubbed on. Or you can toss your lead rope over the back or something like that. Just kind of give him some exposure to things. Good. I like that. I like how he's not throwing his head around a little bit. I like how he's not picking up the trot when I rub on him. He saw that pole on the ground and he wasn't quite sure about that pole. He's a little claustrophobic. That's why I have him out here, so that he can start to step over poles, figure out his feet. I'll definitely do some trailer loading videos on this horse, and I'll continue to show you his development because he is in for starting. So I'll try to document all that. But I like how he's following this fill. He's setting his feet up. I didn't need to flag that time. This is his first time doing the floating figure eight. And he's picking up on it pretty dang nice. So that is what I call a floating figure eight. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you.